What's up YouTube? My name is Kenneth and today I'm going to show you my method on how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Many of you have requested I make a tutorial on how I solve the Rubik's Cube. Now this is not going to be a tutorial, but rather it will be more of an overview. In this video I will first give a brief history on how and why I learned this method, then I'll explain the 5 steps I take to solve the Rubik's Cube. Finally I will do a couple walkthrough solves. I first solved the Rubik's Cube back in 2001. At the time, there wasn't a consensus on which method was the fastest. I used a beginner's method by Matt Monroe, which was corners first. So when I started speed cubing, I used that as a base. With the algorithms posted by Ron Van Berchem and using Mark Waterman's speed method, I came up with this method. And I don't know anyone who solves the Rubik's Cube exactly like this. My best time with this method was 17 seconds. My best average of 10 was 24 seconds. At the time, the world record was 22 seconds. Now, if you want to be a speedcuber, I recommend that you do not learn this method. In the past 10 years, Jessica Fridrich's method has become the standard by which all other methods are measured. If you want to learn how to be a speedcuber, I would learn Jessica Fridrich's method, and I'll put a link in the description for a tutorial on that. I solve the cube in 5 steps. Here they are. Step 1, I always solve the red corners first. So in this case, this edge came along too, which is very nice. Nothing else is solved yet. That's step 1. Step 2, I then solve 3 of the 4 red edges. So you can see 3 of the 4 edges are done. Nothing else has been solved. Step 3, after these 3 edges are solved, I then solve the 4 orange corners. So now all the corners are solved. Step 4. Next comes the orange edges as well as the last red edge. And this part of the method is sometimes referred to as the keyhole method. And finally, step 5. Solving the middle layer edges. So once step 4 is done, all that's left are these middle layer edges. Step 5, the cube is solved. So let me do some walkthroughs. So first, step 1, we're going to solve the corners. Now solving the corners can be done very easily, and with some practice you can figure out all the moves in just the inspection time. So right now I know all the moves to solve the red corners around this center. I know that if I move like this one can swing all the way up to here. And I had also lined those 2 up, move that up, and boom, red corner's done. Now that's about as easy as the edges for the cross. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder. So that was step 1. Step 2 now is we're going to solve 3 of the 4 edges. This one's not solved, obviously. Usually I will keep the red corners on the left and hold it in this configuration. With edges now in the middle, any red edges in the middle, I can see this one is red-green. I will then move red-green to the top and slide it in that way. Move that back. Now that slid this one out red-white, so I move it like this. Red-white goes into here, and now we can do this yellow one here. Put that one out, put that one in, and there we go. We've got step 2 finished. Step 3. Now what we do with step 3 is we look at the back orange corners. There are 42 different possibilities these corners can actually be in. And looking at it, I can see exactly what possibility this one is, and I know exactly what move to fix it. So anyway, this is the algorithm. And there we go, corners solved. Now we're going to use what is called the keyhole method for step 4, and we're going to put the orange edges where they belong. So this is the keyhole. We didn't solve this one. What I'm going to do is find where this yellow side, put it up here alongside the keyhole, and then you can move this piece over here and slide it in. Make sure to move it back. That fixed the red side. It doesn't usually do that. Now you find another orange one, orange-green, put it down to the bottom here, put green at the top across from the keyhole, which is now gone, and we solve it like this. We move it over to this way, slide the green in, orange-green, and move the top back. Now our keyhole is still there. Then we keep doing that. here's orange, white. We do the same thing. White is across from the keyhole. Move the top so that we can slide orange, white in. And now this is kind of tricky. What we need to do now is solve the last two edges simultaneously. The way to do that is you solve one of them like this, but instead of putting it here, we'll put it up here in the red. Now what we do is we put this red one here, and at the same time it will push the orange one to there. So this is how we would do that. Move the top, that brings the orange one in and the red one. We solve them simultaneously. So that is step 4 with only one step remaining, and that is these final middle layer edges. Step 5 to solve those edges is just a couple algorithms. There are some for positioning the edges and some for orienting them, and I usually do it in 2 looks. So look 1 is we need to position them or to permute them, and that's this algorithm here. So now all the edges are in the right place. All that's left is to orient the last 2, and that's just a couple more algorithms as well. And there we go. We solved the Rubik's Cube. So that is my first walkthrough on how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Let me scramble it up and we'll do another walkthrough. This one will be much quicker. Okay, let me look at the corners. We'll do inspection. I can already see this one's lined up, so I'll try to keep this one here. All right, so ready, set, go. And this one actually worked very well because I got 2 edges. The third one comes in now. So now the 3 edges are done. We're on to step 3. And all I have to do is solve these corners with one of 42 algorithms. And there we go. Corners are solved. See the orange corners? Now we have to solve the edges. There's 1, 2, 3, and last 2. Now all we have to do is orient and permute those middle layer edges. And we're done. So that is the walkthrough of my speed method. So that's my speed method. I know there's a lot of things I could do to improve the method, and probably the biggest thing is to reduce the amount of cube rotations. Again, I don't recommend anyone learning this method. I only made this video because so many people asked for it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy all of my videos. I do come out with new videos every other weekend, so be sure to subscribe to be notified when the next one comes out. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.